Hello, everybody. I'm glad you're here today. Today is June 11th, 2025. In this video, we're covering a lot of stuff. It's going to be jam-packed full of stuff, especially what is happening on June 14th, 2025, which apparently is like go time. I mean, everybody's up in a lather about it. I actually went to the website of the No Kings website, and I actually copy and pasted some things I want to read to you. I am not bringing you headlines today. I'm actually going to read to you what the exact verbiage is on the website of the No Kings, which is the apparently the movement of the protests this coming Saturday. All right. Now, I am not really, this is not a political video. This is just an informative video. I belong to the army of the Lord, and my king is Jesus Christ. So that is my king. So I actually don't celebrate no king because I actually do have a king. His name is Jesus. And I have decided to follow him and give my life to him and bow down before him and follow his teachings. I believe in the power of Jesus Christ, and the only way to the Father is through the Son, Jesus. So, that being said, that's my viewpoint. If that doesn't resonate with you, this may not be the video you need to be watching. But anyway, I've got a story to bring to you, and then I'm going to read to you from the Bible, from Ephesians. All right. So that's what's happening in this video. Now, let's get right to it. I went to, apparently, let's just back up a little bit. I have not had a deep dive look at what's going on in LA with the riots against ICE. My feel is it's not on the level as the George Floyd, is that his name, George Floyd? Yeah, 2020 riots. I'm not getting it's the same level, a same intensity. I may be wrong as rain about that, but that's what I'm sensing. I find it odd. I find it odd that we're getting in a lather about this. I'm not, there are a whole lot of conspiracy theories that can go with this scenario. And believe me, I'm a sucker for a good, conspiracy theory. I really am. I'll just shoot straight with you. I like to think about them and go, oh, wow, that could be really it. Now then, we'll get into that in a minute. The one I'm actually leaning towards, actually. So, but I'll do that in just a second. I want to read to you from, apparently, because of the riots in LA, there has been a huge organization across the United States of America and even into some other countries, I noticed, called No Kings Day. Okay, it is in direct opposition to what's happening in Washington, D.C. on June 14th, which is Flag Day, Trump's birthday, and the celebration of the United States Army. I think it's 250 years. So they're having a big military parade where it's going to be so massive that they've even budgeted part of their budget to repair the streets after all our equipment goes over it and wrecks the pavement. All right. So, okay, I don't care about that. If you do, great. I don't care. I don't have an opinion. I'm like, you do you. If you got a parade, do it. I mean, I don't care. I got other things to do on Saturday, and it's not watch the parade. I'm happy people have birthdays. Yay, good for you. I'm happy about Flag Day. Mr. Tiny comes around my town. I live in the small West Texas town in the Panhandle, which has not, by the way, been blown away by a tornado yet this year, although we've come close. But Mr. Tiny puts out all the flags around everybody's houses, and we celebrate every national holiday that way, among other ways. So, and heck, I'm even starting to get ready for homemade ice cream on July 4th. So I'm starting to gather I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find rock salt. I better get some today based on who knows what's going to happen this weekend. Regardless, I went to the website of the No Kings Day. All right. It's just nokings.org or something. It's very simple. I find it interesting that it's such an organized website so quickly after these LA riots. I don't know if that's normal or not. It feels very intentional and was like at the ready. I'm getting that feel. All right. Are you? Tell me your opinion in the comment section below. Now then, First thing I did was yesterday I went to the website because I watched Goshen Prepper talk about it, which I would recommend watching him based on a wonderful viewer who sent me an email and told me to tune into him. So I did, and I listened to him, and I like Goshen Prepper because he's not sensationalistic and he's very smart. So I was interested. I weighed what he had to say. I went to the website, the No Kings website, and just to see what was happening in my area. Lo and behold, probably 45 miles away from me in a very small town. It's very odd. Well, not very small, but I mean, it's not the city. It's not Lubbock or Amarillo, although Lubbock and Amarillo are having their gig. But this is a small town. Other than that, I don't have a lot around my area. Choose where you live wisely. Now, that is where we're at, y'all. Have you ever seen the series Jericho? Anyway, that was interesting. So I would recommend, if you're curious of where the riot, or I shouldn't, they're called protests, is in your area, just go and look on that map. All right. Now then, let's start reading. So if you go to the website, it says No King's Day Town Hall. Okay. Whatever. You got the right to do whatever you need to do. If you need to protest, you can protest as long as it's peaceful. I don't care. That's kind of how I feel. So it's Tuesday, June 10th. Okay, so this is No King's Day Town Hall is apparently, I guess it was yesterday, Tuesday, June 10th at 6 Eastern Time. It's a Zoom meeting. Join AFT, capital A, capital F, capital T, President Randy Weingartner. No, that's not how you say that. Randy Weingarten. Weingarten. First of all, I don't know who Randy is. I don't know what AFT stands for. If you do, put it in the comment section and help me out. So we need to join. They're saying, join this man, join Randy. Randy's putting together the meeting for a special town hall on June 10th, 2025 at 6 Eastern Time to prepare for No King's Day on June 14th. Together we'll get ready. Together we'll get ready to organize, mobilize, and build power for the future. By the way, there's a lot of emotional fluff language in all of this, so it's kind of funny. I'm sorry. I just have to laugh. I'm like, right. Anyway, okay, we'll do. If you got to do that, do that. All right. So on June, then know your rights training. Know your rights training. Right there. Know your rights training. Apparently that was yesterday evening too. I wonder if that was Randy. I don't know. It was at 7 Eastern Time. This training will prepare you to show up safely and confidently at this nonviolent action. I'm glad it's going to be nonviolent, aren't you? Whether you're marching, rallying, or supporting from the sidelines, you'll learn how to protect yourself, your community, and stand up for your rights. It seems like there's a bit of a conflict or contradictory in terms of like nonviolent but protect yourself. I don't know exactly, but that could have that meaning. All right, then there's No King's host update call. Okay, so this is for the No King's hosts. So if you want to be a host in your town, you can just step up and volunteer. So that's what these people are. They're heading all of these little rallies all over the United States. Okay, so that's at 7:30. It's a Zoom call. It's tonight. It's on June 11th. We have added a required all No Kings host call on Wednesday evening. Now, this one's required. It is not voluntary for everybody that's a host. This will be a space where we will fill you in on our latest alignment going into No Kings weekend and ensure you have up-to-date guidance to prepare you for No King's Day. This call will lead directly into the Marshall training on the same Zoom link, MARSHAL. We strongly encourage all hosts to attend. That's in bold. So here are some things that are odd to me about that. They're going to talk about their latest alignment. I'm guessing that's the message or verbiage they want to use. I'm not sure, but that seems odd to me for a word to be used that way. And ensure you have up-to-date guidance. Um, Now, what is martial training? What is martial training? I don't know what that is. Maybe I should have Googled that before I even started making this video. I find that odd, y'all. Martial training. Okay. Now, then, also, No King's Martial Training. There's actually a paragraph for this right here. This is what it looks like up here at the top. All right, it's at 8 o'clock tonight. Join the organizers of No Kings for a martial training designed to prepare you for your event. We'll equip you with the essential skills for a smooth and secure mobilization, covering practical tips on crowd management, incident response, and key safety protocols. Take that as face value, gang. I don't really know, but that has some verbiage in it that makes me go, the word mobilization. I'm like, what? Hey, you know what? I went to the Tea Party back in like 2015. Remember, on tax day? Did y'all do that? I mean, I took my kids. I made my kids carry signs. No taxes, or I don't even know what I was grapping about back then. But anyway, I went to that rally. Glenn Beck was the one that was pushing all that. Remember that? I went to one of those. I did not need. I did not need these. I didn't need to be equipped to be mobilized during that. I just showed up. I showed up with nice people and did nice things. We just were quiet. We listened to some speakers and then went home. Carried our signs. That was it. I find that odd. I find that verbiage odd. Tell me what you think. Tell me what this means. If you have insight in what it means, tell me. Okay, then there's No King's Call for veterans and military families, and that's Thursday, June 12th at 7. It's a Zoom call. Join veteran organizers from Common Defense and other partners for a special call for veterans and military families taking part in No King's mobilization on No King's mobilizations, plural, on June 14th. We will discuss the special role veterans' voices have to play in this pivotal moment, and how our veterans and military families can show up on June 14th. Okay. Do what you got to do with that one. Then there is event attendee pre-mobilization mass call. They're doing a lot of Zoom calls. Okay, that's here at the bottom, all right? Now, it's on Thursday, June 12th at 8. Join us Thursday, June 12th at 8 for a No Kings strategic prep call designed specifically for No Kings event attendees. All right? So you go get equipped if you're going to go to this thing. During the call, we will provide timely updates, walk through key messaging guidance, and share best practices on how to prepare for participation in the mass mobilizations on June 14th. Now, I will just tell you something about me, and I don't know if you feel this way. I don't need nobody telling me what to say or what to think. I know how to do, I know what I think and why I think it. And guess what? What I think can come out of my mouth any way I freaking want it to. So that's kind of where I'm at. And if you need messaging guidance, I would be, oh, y'all, I'm going to have to edit here because that kind of makes me mad. But I would be like, I don't need a stranger. It's someone I don't even know. I don't need messaging guidance from someone I don't even know. No, I'm sorry. I'm having so many mean thoughts right now and so many bad words that are going through my mind. I gotta go on to the next one. That one makes me mad. And that's kind of nearly brainwashing to me. Like, do you not have enough gumption to know, like, hey, I know what I think. I could say what I'm strong. I don't need somebody telling me what the guidance is. No. Okay, then what's next in the fight mass call? So on June 14th, we told our governments and communities, No Kings, Join us on Monday night after the big day for a debrief call for everyone across the movement who attended a No Kings event. We'll talk about what we accomplished and what's next in the fight. They already have this ready. They already have this agenda in place. I find that curious. I find that extremely organized. I also tend to think it's going to be a big nothing burger. I really do, y'all. I'm sorry. It could be the big one. I mean, it could be the one. It could be this is it. I mean, it really could be. But I'm thinking Saturday, I've been working all week. I don't want to go do this. And if I do, I'm going to just half-ass it. That's kind of how I feel. I don't know if people are going to be that way or not. Maybe not. I think there will be bad players in this. And I think there will be sections of our country which will turn violent. All right. So about No Kings. So this is just the general feel of these people. On June 14th, Flag Day, President Trump wants tanks in the street for a made for TV display of dominance for his birthday. Okay, so it's Trump's birthday, the Army's birthday, and then Flag Day. They're going to have this big military parade, whatever. A spectacle meant to look like strength, but real power isn't staged in Washington. It rises up everywhere else. No, let me tell you, real power is Jesus Christ. That's real power. So don't give me this crap that's just fluff, all right? No king. I mean, I can see someone who doesn't have a brain going, right, I want to be part of real power, whatever. No Kings is a nationwide day of defiance. Ooh. From city blocks to small towns, from courthouse steps to community parks, we're taking action to reject authoritarianism and show the world what democracy really looks like. I'm sorry, I just have to laugh at that one because that's not what democracy looks like, but whatever. That's what freedom might look like. Freedom of speech looks like. How funny that. Anyway, we're not gathering to feed his ego. We're building a movement that leaves him behind. Yeah, do what you gotta do, all right? The flag doesn't belong to President Trump. Part of it does. He's an American too. But I get what you mean. It belongs to us. We're not watching history happen. We're making it. That sounds so stupid. I mean, I'm sorry. It sounds like a cereal commercial for, yeah, we're not watching history happen. We're making it. Okay, so I'm sorry. I have to get myself together. I'm sorry, these people. On June 14th, I mean, I could just see someone without a brain going, yeah, I'm going to make history. Yeah, okay. On June 14th, we're showing up everywhere he isn't. We're showing up everywhere he isn't to say no thrones, no crowns, no kings. So, all right. Well, there you go. So I tend to think, all right, I will tell you this. If you live close to one of these rallies, I do think it's prudent to have plan in place to stay close to home that day. You probably don't need to be out and about. Maybe if you live in a big city, that might be a prudent way of going. Now then, I am going to top off some of my preps probably on Friday. And that means like paper plates, tissue, stuff that I'm always going to use that I'm running a little low on anyway. That's all. I would have done that no matter what. But anyway, so I thought y'all might be interested. Tell me what you think about that. All right? Tell me what you think and what you think's going to happen. I'm very curious to know if maybe I'm being too lackadaisical. I might be. All right, I want to tell you the story, and then we're going to read from the Bible. Now, y'all know my daddy he lives right next door to me. My mom and dad, they're in their 80s. He's been very, very ill, but he's getting better and better. And I go over there 3 or 4 times a day. That's why it's hard for me to make a video right now in the season I'm in. Thank you for your patience. Yesterday afternoon, I went over there, went through their back gate, went in their backyard, and I didn't expect to hear what I heard. I heard a whistle, and I hadn't heard that whistle in years. It was my dad's whistle. You know you know what I'm talking about? Did your dad have a whistle? You know, that kind of, like, you heard it like when it was time to come home in the evening. Your parents would come out on the back porch and, Gina, Julie, time to come home. Get home. And if your dad came out and did it, you better get your butt home. Like muy pronto. But my dad would come out and whistle sometime. And that was the whistle he did. And I just stopped in my tracks and I looked around because I didn't expect him to be out in the yard. I thought he'd be inside. And when I looked, I saw him behind the peach tree, way back in the corner of the yard. And he said, "What are you doing here, girl?" I went over there and we looked at the peach tree trying to find some peaches that hadn't gotten froze off. But it made me think this morning, and I hope I can say this without crying. Our Father, our Heavenly Father, whistles like that at us and says, "Hey, come here. Let me show you what I found. Let me show you what you need to see. Let me show you what I got." Our Father in heaven does that. And we, in turn, can respond to that. He wants us to draw near. When we draw near, He draws nearer. And that moment made me think of that. So, hang on, everybody, just a second. The older I get, the easier I cry. Is that how it is with y'all? Okay, I swallowed that cry down. Now then, here's your challenge. Shifting. We need to be in the Father right now, close to the Father right now, in God's army. Not this bull crap come on, or any other army for that matter. Spiritually, you need to be in the army of God. And I'm not against the United States military, so don't hear that. I have tremendous respect for them, and I love what they've done to secure my freedom to get on here and even do this. But I want us to remember the supreme cause is the cause of Christ. And I would like you to put in the comment section below, what are our weapons as believers in Jesus Christ? And if you go to Ephesians 6, verse 10, we're all familiar with it. This explains what the bigger picture of what's going on Saturday. Every day, but especially Saturday. Ephesians 6:10, a final word. This is from our brother Paul. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Put on all of God's armor so that you will be able to stand firm against the strategies of the devil. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies. Stop thinking that way. We are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. We're fighting against the unseen. Therefore, put on every piece of God's armor so that you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then hang on, y'all. It's coming. Then after the battle, you will still be standing firm. Stand your ground, putting on the belt of truth and the body armor of God's righteousness. For shoes, put on the peace that comes from the good news, so that you will be fully prepared. In addition to all these, hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows of the devil. Put on salvation as your helmet and take the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Pray in the Spirit at all times and on every occasion. Stay alert, and be persistent in your prayers for all believers everywhere. That is our task. That is our military assignment. Prayer. Put on your armor, stand firm, and pray. That's where we're at. That's what we're to do on Saturday. If you got to go to one of these rallies, you got to do you. And if you're going to stay home and gripe about that rally, do you. And if you're going to stay home and get ready to lock down, whatever you're led to do. I don't really care. What I do care about is that your soul is ready to meet Jesus, because He's coming back and He's going to get us, and we need to be alert and ready, not afraid. For the believer, not afraid. I'm going to just leave that with you and let that simmer. Stay safe, America. Really, stay safe, America. From the pantry, this is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.